Alright, hi. So I quickly want to touch base on the inventory aspect of the solution. So I'm gonna quickly log in. Okay, so I'm go to the inventory. Okay, so this is inventory. Uh, Clicking on the inventory brings you to this page. Yeah, so starting from here, we can see that it's been grouped into various locations. So if I want to view the stock that that's currently in a particular location, all I just have to do is I click on any of the locations I want to view the stock, current stock, and I click on current stock. So it's currently empty because I haven't added any stock to this. Now let's try and look at another store. Let me go back to my inventory. Let's check out the landmark store, current stock. Okay, yeah, so as we can see, we have a few stock on hand here. We have a few stock on hand here. So if I want to, sorry, if I want to add uh, update stock for a particular location. So for instance, this is liquid juice store that I just added. If I'm to add a new there's currently no stock here, so if I'm to add a new inventory for this location, so all I have to do is I come over to my product, then here I see a list of all my products. So depending on what I want to add, let's say cheese. I want to add cheese. I click on cheese. So once I click on cheese, I just hit this button right here, update quantity on hand. So if I click on update quantity on hand, yeah, it takes me to the process of starting an inventory. So it's already told me to it's already generated an inventory reference, which is cheese for that particular date. You can rename this to whatever it is you want. So to we okay, then the inventory location is very important because any location we select here is where the product will be added. That's where the inventory will be updated. So if you select Oniru store, it's going to be updated to Oniru store. So we have to be careful to select the right location. So I'm going to be selecting the Ilupeju store here. So do I want to do inventory for only one product, or do I want to do for all products? For this for the sake of this, I'll just do for one. Okay, or maybe I'll do for one, then I'll do for another. So by default it's already cheese, so I'm going to click on start inventory at the top left corner here. Start inventory. So yeah, so this is where it brings us to inventory location, one product only, inventory product cheese. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and update the quantity here to, let's say, 10. So because we're only inventorying one product, I've added the quantity. That's all I need to do. So now that that is done, I'm going to click on save. If we want to duplicate this, we can duplicate this. So that's a very quick process of adding inventory. So is this validated? Let me see. So yeah, that's the process of adding an inventory. So if I want to see how the product has moved, all I do is I go to operations and I click on inventory adjustments. Okay, so this is it here. Okay, it says it has not been validated. Oh, so I think I made some changes to this account, so it's not giving me that validate button right here. Okay, let me see if I can quickly log in as another. One sec. So what happened is I think I changed the rights for this account. So I'm going to okay. So let me go back to the inventory. Operations, inventory adjustments. Okay, so this is the cheese that this is the cheese we're working on, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Okay, yes. So once that is done, I can validate the inventory. So what happened on this other account here is I was just doing some adjustment, so I adjusted the rights for this particular user, so that's why this user doesn't have the right to validate the inventory. So I'm logged in with someone with the right to validate the inventory at the moment, and don't worry about the accounts, it's just my own personal, this is my personal database. Okay, so I'm going to click on validate inventory 10. Okay, so that has been validated. So if I'm to go to my operations, inventory adjustments, I see that it has been validated. So if I go back to my inventory and I select my store, current stock, I can see that I have the same 10 cheese which I created just now. So on the POS for this store, if they are selling, it's going to affect only this particular inventory. So that is that about inventory. Okay, let me try a quick example of another one. So say I want to add more than one product to this inventory. I want to update more than one product to this inventory. So all I just do is I click on any product, I select update quantity and hand. So at least I click on a product that I know I'm going to add the inventory. So instead of only one product, I'm going to select maybe a product category, or okay, let's just select all products. So I'm going to select the store, the Lupe Juice store. So I'm going to click on start inventory. So that starts the inventory process. Okay, I have to validate the first inventory before, yes. So when we are creating inventories for a particular store, we need to be sure to finish up one before adding the other. So if I go back to inventory adjustments, we can see that there is an inventory in progress, which is yeah, this is it, Coke, for this particular store. So it's saying that we should finish up this inventory process before starting another one. So I'm going to cancel this so that we can use the other one. I don't want it to affect. So if I go back to my inventory adjustment, my operations inventory adjustments, which is where I see my inventory operations that I've done, my inventory history. Yeah, so I'm going to continue the beef that I just started. So clicking on the beef, now I'm going to start inventory. Yes, so by default it's already giving us our products, a predefined set of products. So I'm going to set quantities to 0 so that I can add the specific amount of quantity that I want to. So I'm going to add for only, so as much as it's showing all these products, if you don't change the quantity, it's not going to update the inventory. So I'm going to just add for 3 products for this case. Let's see. Oh, let me click on edit. So I'm going to add 4 beef, 10. I'm going to add chicken, 10. I'm going to add Fanta, 10. Okay, so we have Fanta, we have chicken, and we have beef. Okay, I think that should be enough for now. So I'm going to go ahead and validate the inventory. As you can see that we've selected the store. So the store is selecting the store is paramount to where the inventory will be updated to. So if I click on validate inventory, it's been validated. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this, and that has already been. So now we can see these 2 tabs here, the inventory details and the inventory adjustment. So if I click on the inventory adjustment tab, so we can see that this you can see how the products have moved. So it moved from the inventory adjustment to Lupe store, meaning we've updated inventory. This is the same thing. Oh, so this says we adjusted it as well. So it just gives us a summary of what we did for this particular inventory reference. So that is that. If I'm to go back to my inventory and I select my Lupe Juice store and I view the current products. I can see that beef 10. So now if you notice the cheese that we added, so because we set the quantities to 0, it went ahead to update this cheese, because if you remember, we updated it to 10 before, but after setting the quantities to 0 and we saved, so it's updated this to 0. So anytime we want to add a new product, we should only add the the product we're going to add to all those other lists that was on under the inventory. That we should have removed those lines so that it doesn't accidentally affect our inventory the way it has affected this cheese. So our chicken is 10 as expected, Fanta is 10 as expected. So that is really that about updating inventory. Then of course you have my products, which shows you all your products. Then the POS orders. So what this basically shows you is it shows you uh, the how do I put it, the breakdown of orders of what is going on for each POS location. So for example, if I click on this, okay, it's currently empty. Let me remove filter. So this is a list of some previous orders that we did, or that I did rather. So if I'm to select this, for instance, this order, so it shows me the products that were affected under the inventory. So this particular order tells me that based on what was sold on the POS, it removed 5 burger breads, it removed 6 beef, it removed 5 cheese. So based on the formula that we had set for the bill of materials, the formula we set for all the products, that if you buy suya, it should remove suya shawarma, it should remove 1 shawarma bread. So this is where what shows you what was affected on the inventory based on that order. And if you want to further see the order on the POS, you just scroll down. We can see that this transfer has been created from the point of sale session, blah blah blah. So if I click on that, it shows me the exact cost and quantity of the exact product that was bought. So I'm gonna go back. So that is what the POS orders basically does. It shows you the products, the products that are affected on the inventory as a result of the POS sales. So going to the reporting. So under the reporting, we have the inventory report, we have the inventory valuation, we have the product moves. So if I click on inventory report, we can compute inventory for a specific date based on when we added the inventory, or just view the current inventory. So if I want to view the current inventory, I select either this, where I have to select the date, or for this case we are selecting the current inventory. So I'll click on retrieve the inventory quantities. So this shows the current inventory for Suya Bistro as a whole. So if I'm hitting on beef, I can see that it's broken them down into their particular locations. So if I hit on this, it shows what I have under that store. This shows what I have under that store. This shows what I have under that store. So it shows you like that. The same for burger bread. It shows you for what you have in that particular store. Ram, Ram is only available in 2 stores. Chicken is available in all the 4 stores. So this is where you view it's an overview of your inventory for all the locations. Then we can further view it in another way by on the right top corner here. We can view a pivot or we can view a graph. Then we have to click on the pivot. So clicking on the pivot option shows a breakdown, or yeah, it shows a pivot table of the quantity that is in the location. So this shows like a more detailed pivot report. So which this is the pivot table can also be adjusted. So for example, I can say if I click on this add, I can further group the pivots by the day. So we can see that it's further grouped down by the day. So it's quite adjustable. So this pivot table can also be downloaded by clicking on this arrow that the mouse is currently on, download as an Excel sheet. Then it shows us an overview basically of what is in the inventory. So I can click on close and then say I want to add, group it by location or incoming date or product. Yeah, so not dwelling so much on that. Another thing is the inventory valuation, where you see the value of what is on your inventory. So clicking on current inventory, retrieve inventory valuation. So based on what we've set, yeah, so this is our current inventory valuation, total beef. So this assumes that you've already set the cost price. So it uses the cost price to calculate this inventory valuation. Then the last thing under the reporting is the product moves. So clicking on the product move shows you how the product has moved from one place to another. So if I click on the first on the list, we see that this product moved from store to a customer. This moved from store to a customer. This moved from virtual location, production, that is anywhere you see the virtual location, it means it is from the system. So from the system to the store, meaning we updated that. For this as well, so it shows us where the product moves from where to where. This can be filtered by various things. It can be grouped by the product. That's custom filters as well. Say created on, or let's say the date equals to or between this and this. Click on apply, so we can be further filtered. Then you can view it in another way. This is more like a grid view. Then we also have the pivot, where we can select You can select how you want to view it by product, then select how we want to view it again. By date, week. So with this pivot, you can basically bring out any kind of intelligence that you want or any kind of reporting that you want, because it gives us a lot of fields that we can create a report from. So it's pretty, this is pretty flexible and customizable report from. Yes, so that is that about the reporting tab. Then the operations, as usual, it shows the transfers, shows us what product has been transferred from where to where. For this instance, this is the product transfers. So destination, location, landmark, store. So that shows where that order was placed to. So all these customers, it means the orders that were placed to customers. This, click on, okay, this was an inventory, additional info, no notes. Then master data, not much configuration, is nothing to touch. So our main business is from my inventory, my products, my POS orders, my reporting, my operations. And that is the brief overview of the inventory. So I'll still be available for any questions at any point in time. So that will be the end of this session.